Hey guys, Shane here from Fugatech 3D Printing. Today I'm going to show you how to make a thing. And this thing right here is a Playhouse connector. And this is the one thing that let me convince my wife to get me into 3D printing. So we picked up a little grandma's kitchen, collapsible, totally disassembled kitchen. And these connection pieces here go between the aluminum tubing, which I'll show a picture later for this. And I lent it to a friend and they lost it, which is never any good when they do that. So in order to, get this house back together, I need to be able to print this. Well, I need to model it first, and there's this great thing called Tinkercad. It's online CAD software basically. And since I have, many of these connectors with this Playhouse, I have one I can model off of. So I got out my digital calipers, I started measuring. So here we can pull a ruler in and we can look at it, and it's 80 millimeters tall. So we know how big that is, but then the whole unit is 12.5 by 12.5. Now in order to get this to be this one piece, I grouped it. So we're going to ungroup it. We're kind of going to, reinvent the wheel but go a little bit backwards. So we're going to pull out a couple of these pieces here. Okay, so this piece here you can see is 11.8 by 10.3. So, and it's going to be 80 tall. So we're going to pull in a cube, and we'll make this the 10.8, right? Is that, 10.3. So, and you see how easy this is just to, type it in right there. And we need 11.8, and the height is 80. Okay, so there is the core structure of our thing. Now let's look at the centerpiece here. The center block is 1250 by 1250 by 25. So let's pull in another box here, and we're going to do 12.5, 12.5 by 25. Right, 25. There we go. And you'll notice here it's 27.5 off of the ground. So all we have to do is kind of do an easy way. You can grab both of these items, adjust, align, and we're going to align them. Should be able to align them in the middle here. Center that line there, align there. Okay, so now they are in the center of each other, which is exactly what we want. And now we're just going to grab this one. Just click off of there. Grab this one, and we're going to, whoops, let's realign that. Sorry. Put them both there. Align. Center, center, okay. So now, this one here, we have to move up a little bit. Click off, grab that one. So right here, we can grab it a little bit, and now we can get to this part, so 27.5. So you just have to kind of line yourself up a little bit in order to see these arrows. Right here's the rotate arrow if you wanted to rotate it, but it's just a little tricky to kind of get in there. Okay, so now we have our core structure. Now, this, on the original part, these little things here are actually tapered, but I didn't really know how to make a tapered part in here. I mean, there's probably a triangle or something in here that I could have used, but it just wasn't going to work for me. So I just created these wee little parts, and they are super duper tiny. So 0.70 by 1.7 by 1 millimeter wide. So they're really, really small blocks. So you just pull block in. As I said, so this is 1 millimeter. This is 0.7. I'm sorry, that was 1.7. This is supposed to be here. So 1.7. There we go. And the height on these are 27.5 because that is the space we have. That's how high we brought up the intersection. So we click on here and do 27.5. Okay, so now that we have that part, we need to duplicate it. So you can just click on this, Control C, Control V. Oops, let's see here. Control C, Control V. Bam, there's another one. So there's 2, there's 3, and there's 4. Now to line these up, they don't need to be perfect on mine, simply because they just needed to be flush. They have to touch this part here. So you kind of have to just get a little bit used to it on the part you want to move. Man. And there, now it's touching. We'll grab another one here, bring it right to here, and it's touching. So you do rinse and repeat here on the back side. Just put that one there in the middle, that one there in the middle. And there we go. I keep always forgetting about that middle click. So Tinkercad is pretty easy to use. You just need to play with it a little bit in order. I never used this. Actually was probably my first project that I ever did in Tinkercad. So, another thing you can do is you can line these up, so they'll be able to line up with each other. So, just pull this one down here a little bit. So, get those lined up, and there it is. So once this actually pushes in, you have to do this so that when you push it so far down, it's nice and tight in the square tubing, but then it's going to hit this block here, which stops it, and that gives you your separation between the two aluminum poles. And for these top pieces here, you can just copy and paste these again, each time pasting it 4 times around the top, and then there's your unit. So we'll leave it like that. So now that you make an object, you just need to go ahead and group it up. Okay, so once you select everything and you have it grouped, then you're almost ready to print. So there's one last thing we got to do is we need to go ahead and download this. So we can go to design, download for 3D printing, and it's going to give you several different not form factors, but file types that you can do, and we're going to do it as an STL. Now, I have it named Playhouse Connector because I have it connected, and it's actually going to, do all these other random things in here, which I don't want. But Tinkercad makes some really weird names, so just be aware of that. You'll need to click up here, and actually you can do design, and you can do, or is it edit? Somewhere in here. You can actually rename it. There it is, Playhouse Connector. And private, all that jazz, but it gives it a weird name, so whenever you download it, just be aware that it's going to be something totally off the wall, and you need to do that. So, as I said, once you actually have it, we're going to have to go to another website, and that's going to be the NetFab. I have it here. And this is going to ensure that the object is actually printable, and you have to sign into your Microsoft account. So there it is right there. It'll refresh maybe to get me in there. Okay, so you're going to upload and find my actual object here. So here I have my actual object. Go to upload it here, sends it up there. It's going to repair it, and then it's going to download it back to me, and there it is. And this will ensure that the whole object is manifold. It's all, one solid piece. And stop that. Okay, so you see here how it has that extra there. And this is a Windows 10 thing, so a lot of people don't like this, but it downloads it as this .3mf. I believe there might be another bit of the extension there, but anyways, it downloads it and opens up into 3D Builder. Now all you really have to do from here is you're just gonna have to save it off. So you're gonna do save as, and you're gonna click down here, do STL, and it's gonna do whatever your name of your object was _repaired. So we're gonna save that. .3mf is what it is, and we're gonna hit save. And then there's my object, so I can go ahead and open up a new thing of Simplify 3D. Okay, so by default, once you save the program, it's going to send it into your 3D objects, and this is the only .stl in here. There's a lot of others in here, but it's the only STL that you put in there. So we're going to go to open this up, and bam, there you can see all of that. We're just going to do prepare to print. Oh, that's not what I wanted to. Just do that, hit OK. Prepare to print. Just kind of want to show you here what it looks like. I have it set for another print here to just draw that up. Okay, so here you can see there's my object. It's hollow right now because I have it on base mode still. Of course, there's always something as you're trying to make these videos. Still showing up as nothing on the infill. Come on, infill. There we go. Okay, there's our infill. So now we can see there's all the parts there, and it even, so it does do a little bit, and then it will go out, which my printer is no problem printing, and even the bottom parts. Okay, so now if you look right here, this is good troubleshooting here. One of those little nubs I put in there doesn't actually match up. So I'm going to go back into the file, fix that, and then it'll be set. But this, again, this is a quick, easy way on how to make your own little object. This is how I made my object, and you know, it's a learning process. Again, I don't necessarily design every day. I don't always remember everything that I've done each time, but hey, you know, I said it's a learning process. Practice it. Tinkercad is a great, easy tool to use, and you know, I look forward to seeing what other people make. I download a lot of things, and I love printing things. So please, if you design something you want me to check out, go ahead and do so. And so if you design something you want me to check it out, you know, please let me know. I'd love to take a look at it. So until next time, guys, happy printing.